activities, ladies and gentlemen. We're going live on a variety of formats all at the same time. Hopefully my internet can handle it, ladies and gentlemen. I've been trying for 3 weeks now with our friends at AT&T. Not that I'm shaming them, but we're trying to get fiber optics so that we have lickety-split internet. And that's not happening yet. They keep on saying, oh, it's not available yet, even though they can see the thing. A guy came over here and he looked out the back. He said, I can see it right there. You guys should be able to get it once. I said, I want it once and for all times. And it's taken 3 weeks now for people to actually figure out how to get the internet hooked up. Okay, let's see what we got here. Are we going live? Waiting for new messages. Hopefully people will be going, yes, we can see you, we can hear you, life is good. That's what I'm waiting to hear. Hey, says Facebook user. Hey, new hat, nice. Hello, boys. Excellent, you are live. You can see us. All right, we got a whole bunch of new stuff going on today, folks. We've just been spending the last couple of hours trying to dial in some sounds and so on and so forth. And we can see you and we can hear you. Life is good. Oh, praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. hear. So it all sounds good out there. Our sound check is working. Sound check, sound check, sound check. Folks, it's Reverend Day on our Wildwood shoot. And right now I'm playing, this is actually a Pete Anderson signature baritone. And tuned C to C. And it's got 3 pickups, like a Stratocaster. It's got a wiggle bar. Mr. Wiggles, it's got over here. It's got Mr. Wiggles, the whammy bar, ladies and gents. And I'm going straight into my Koch amplifier, the Greg. I do have a little bit of a delay in the line here that I haven't put in the circuit yet. But it's just a guitar and mom on bass. Oh, where's mom? Sarah! Right? Greetings from Argentina. Your vocal mic needs some volume. How's that? I just need to eat the microphone is what I need to do. And then you can hear me. Great googly moogly. Savages. What are your thoughts on Lonnie Mack? I don't hear him mentioned often. I love Lonnie Mack. I'm a huge Lonnie Mack fan, and I got to know Lonnie a bit. We opened up for him a few times. I sat in with him. He was a great dude. He was a man who didn't suffer fools, and I dug that. But he was an absolute legend, and his band always rocked with the vehemence and parallel, which I always dug. Right? Further on up the road, someone's gonna hurt you like you're hurting me. Further on up the road, someone's gonna hurt you like you're hurting me. Further on up the road, baby, just you wait and see. Gotta reap just what you sow. That old saying is true. Reap just what you sow. That old saying is true. Just like you mistreat someone, someone's gonna mistreat you. Now you're laughing pretty, baby. Someday you're gonna be crying. Now you're laughing pretty, baby. Some sad day you're gonna be crying. Further on up the road, you'll find out I wasn't lying. Now you're laughing pretty, baby. Some sad day you're gonna be crying. Now you're laughing pretty, baby. Woo! Some sad day you're gonna be crying. Further on up the road, you'll find out I wasn't lying. Christopher Brown says the following. Greg, would you or Dylan ever be down for a signature toe sock? Any pattern, any print? That's something we're going to have to look into, my friend. Toe socks, toe socks, toe socks.
I know somebody that would definitely be into something.
A Toby Lee Marshall. Marshall Lee Toby. Let's see what we got here. Greg Koch, thank you so much for your great videos and awesome personality. Also must tell you, it's absolutely loving your Gristle-tone pickups on my Telecaster. Well, I'm glad you're digging them. Thank you so much. Let's see what else we got there. Nice, my man. Oh, you got it. Your boy is doing great on those drums, too. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate that. What cymbals is the masterful Dylan ravaging with that Gretsch kit of renown? What cymbals are you using, Dylan James?
These are Istanbul. Turcats. And these is my favorite cymbal of all time right now is the Meinl Byzance Big Apple 22-inch ride.
I don't know if you heard that. Meinl Byzance.
Meinl Byzance 22-inch.
22-inch.
Big Apple.
Ride.
Awesome.
Can you dig it?
But you didn't hear that from me.
Didn't hear that from me. Greetings from a Sudanese living in Paris, wishing you'd play Paris New Morning one day. That'd be great. I'd love to do that. Thanks for the great music and inspiration over the years. Well, thank you very much indeed. What is the scale length on that Pete baritone? Sounds smoking. Well, thank you very much, Jeff. I don't know exactly, but I'm sure it has it on Wildwood's website or Reverend's website. But it is absolutely longer scale. Big old neck on this beast, and but the strings are quite malleable to the touch. You can take and wield with great vehemence, and you're good to go. What else we got? My dad and I are back. I'm the guitar player, and he's the drummer. But I gotta say, I love jamming with the old man. Yeah, I dig it. Can we get a little Highway Child by Sir Jim Hendrix? Oh, you know, that's one Jimmy song I don't like. Highway Child. Let's see what else we got there. Anyways, for those of you who don't know, we are going live right now on multiple platforms. Hopefully our internet is holding forth. The latency isn't too bad, but this is the first time we've kind of got everything mic'd as opposed to just kind of doing a iPad thing or doing a condenser mic with the camera. So Dylan's set is mic'd up, my amp is mic'd up, and all that other kind of good stuff. So hopefully what you're hearing sounds halfway decent. We know that our buddy Ryan from Fishman have helped us get all set up. So great sound, it says. All right, cool. Does Dylan ever clean his cymbals, or is he dedicated dirty boy? Sound is sounding great. Well, thank you.
Always dirty.
Always dirty. He's a dirtysman.
As dirty as they can get.
He's as dirty as they get.
It sounds better dirty, believe it or not.
It sounds better dirty, he says. I like that. I can dig it. It's got a 5-way toggle switch on it, so you can get, you know. gentlemen, a song called Tonus Diabolicus. Ladies and gentlemen, back in the day, came up with that song years ago. Only drums and guitar, that's who's sequestered with us. My son and me were sequestered in quarantine. We can't have Toby over. He's up in Minneapolis. Where would he stay? When they start loosening things up, we'll do more. But for now, it's just the two of us doing a little Wildwood live. And today is Reverend Day, and I'm playing this glorious Pete Anderson instrument, the baritone, the East Sider baritone, and it is savage. Tuned C to C. You just heard it. Can you dig it? Tonus Diabolicus. Well, all right. What else we got going on today? I'm going to try this little rascal. All right. Look at this. This is a rascal. This is a doggone rascal. This is a Jetstream Retro Blast. It's got these Retro Blast pickups. Oh, good Lord. All right, how's it going out there in Movie Land? Movie Land, Movie Land. How's it going in Movie Land? Do you understand? Oh, for God's sake, I'm dropping picks. Oh. This color is avocado. Also of the Reverend Persuade. Jetstream RB, thank you. In avocado. Sometimes Dylan just picks a groove and then I go and we see what happens. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
A little rock and roll there for you on this Jetstream RB and avocado. Ladies and gentlemen, I love this color. Ian Pace used to play such a small drum. Dick Dale, that shit. Am I right or am I right? I'm looking at the comments here. That's one thing nice about this restream is that I can see all the comments from all the different platforms at once. And so I can see I'm getting YouTube comments, I'm getting the Facebook comments. They're all coming in and we dig it. We thank you for it. Ian Pies. Can you dig it? I love the avocado color. You know, I will say this. I don't know if Ken remembers, but when we were thinking about colors for my guitar, I was visiting up in the Great North Woods, and I went past a old Chevy at a logging camp up in Leona, Wisconsin, and they got an old pickup truck sitting there from the 50s, and it was this color, and I took a picture of it, and I sent it to Ken. I said, I love this color. Can we do that? And he goes, well, your blue is pretty close to that, so let's skip it. So, but whether subliminally it lodged in his cranium or whatever the case may be, this is that color, and I dig it. So, avocado, ladies and gentlemen. Can you dig it? This is a Jetstream RB. It's got the Retro Blast pickups, right? Is that what they're called now? Sorry, my brain is befuddled. But I know these are a little bit more, they still have a lot of the, I'm going to say, just because I'm going to say it, kind of Gretschy-ish type of a tone. But they got a little bit more balls, a little bit more of that B-A-double-L-S, a little bit more of that skadoidle. Can you dig it? Woman from Tokyo. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right. What other questions do we have out there in Movie Land? Questions in Movie Land. Questions in Movie Land. I'm going to grab another guitar for the hell of it and see what we got. See what we got. This is a glorious specimen. The mighty 12-string of doom. And I know that Wildwood just did a version of this guitar, a special run with Wildwood, with Reverend, in a sparkle. Paulie, do we have a picture of that we could pop up for the kids? There's a sparkle version of this glorious specimen. Let's see what we got here. Hey, Elliot Easton, what are you doing out there, you rascal? It was 4 minutes ago. Retro Blast. Thank you, Penny Haas. Elliot Easton, you have no idea how much I played along with that first Cars record when I was a kid. Over and over again, I played along with that record. The tones, the tunes, savagery. Can I say savagery? Is that weird? I dug it. Let's see what we got here. I'm trying to find that. Maybe Paul Brown can pop up that picture of that new version of this guitar that Wildwood is doing a special run of, because it is fantastic. It's a bluish sparkle is what it is. And let's see what we got here. I'm going to see if I can find it my own self on this inner Google. On the inner Google, a powerful place. Let's hear it for Dylan back there on those drums. You know, when we first started doing this, some people were going, boy, you guys, I see you're really taking the social distancing thing seriously. I was like, he's my kid. We live in the same house right now, okay? We're quarantined together, and that's all there is to it. Where's that doggone guitar, Paul Brown? It's here somewhere. Oh, doggone it. Anyway, there is a glorious, if you go to the Wildwood webpage, you will see a version of this particular glorious. Is this an Airstream? Airstream 12? I always get it messed up. I'm sorry, Penny. Penny, the names are so hard. They're actually not hard. I just have trouble. As far as 12 strings go, 12 strings are, of course, usually a nightmare to keep in tune. Sounds good, this like that. rocking it, ladies and gentlemen. What is that? What is that intro?
I have no idea.
We have no idea.
Obviously.
You know what? You just got to do what you got to do. Cool, right? 12 string of the night and of the day. All right, let's grab some other guitars here. It's Reverend Day on our Wildwood shoot. Reverend Day. Airstream 12, isn't it? Airstream 12, am I right?
That's a pretty guitar.
They're gonna correct me because sometimes I'm a little slow. But you know what? That's the way we roll. That's the way we roll. I should be seeing all the comments from our various different. Can't explain. That's a good one too. Can't explain. Can't explain. Hear what I say. Airwave 12. Thank you, for God's sake. There's streams, there's waves, there's sonic. It's the air. I said, now it's gone again. Airwave 12 string in Aqua Sparkle. That's what I was talking about before, Christopher Brown. Thank you very much. Christopher Brown to the rescue. My girlfriend wants to know what your astrological sign is. Oh, that's dirty. I'm 12. I'm 12. No, what am I talking about?
It's like a Sagittarius or what are you?
I'm 12. That's my intellectual age. I'm 12. No, I'm a Cancer. I was reading 12 on the screen. I'm a 12. That's my sign.
That's pretty funny.
Airwave 12 is the name of the guitar. Doggone it. Airwave. I'm never going to forget that again until 5 minutes from now, and I will forget it again. Airwave. Okay, imagine there's waves in the ocean, there's air on them, and then they have 12 strings. That's what this is. And the Aqua Sparkle, is that what we're going with? That's a cool color, and that's an exclusive at Wildwood as we speak, so you can get this glorious 12 string with the mighty P90s. Huevo 90s, if you will. That's what they call them wherever it lands. Huevo 90s. I'm 12.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, you know, I got a lot on my mind today, folks. A lot on my mind. We tried. We had to rewire this whole room, move everything around, figure out what's going where, and with no minutes to spare, we did our final sound check, and away we went. So we're just literally winging it, as you do. But you know what? That's the way it is. This was actually, this is my signature Reverend Gristlemaster guitar. Wildwood does two different special runs of this guitar currently. One is this in Cockwork Orange, both with the roasted maple fingerboard and also the Palfaro. This, of course, has my Fishman Fluence Gristleton pickups in it. And Wildwood also does a black version of this guitar with a bigger neck profile. The neck is fat. It's a fat neck. This one is a very comfy, slightly larger than Reverend Usler profiles. Usler, boy, I'm having a good time today. All right, Usler. I'm 12. My horoscope sign is 12. We got that all going on. I can't really remember what the name of the guitars are. It's one of those days for Drade. Airwave 12. Thank you. Spider Logan to the rescue. Spider Logan to the rescue. Spider Logan to the rescue. And then, anyway, so yeah, there's a black version with a big old neck. And I believe they're all in stock right now at Wildwood. So you can check those out on the inner Google. WildwoodGuitars.com. Right now, we are simultaneously going live on several formats. Usually what happens is we go live on Facebook, and then we'll go live from like the Wildwood site, and then I'll share it to my various portals on on Facebook. But now we're simultaneously going live on not only all the different individual pages at once, but we're also going live on my YouTube channel, which if you don't belong to or subscribe to, please do, Greg Koch Music. And also on Wildwood Guitar's YouTube page. We're using this program called Restream. But what's interesting is that before, when we would do something live on Facebook and you share it, you see one number of total views. And the reviews were always very respectable, and we always got a kick out of the fact that people were watching them in pretty good quantity. But now we can see who's viewing more from which page. And it's just interesting to see who gets the most views. And I have to say, my own personal page does not get that many views, which means so it's not the Greg Koch Music page, just my personal Facebook page. I think that might have to do with algorithms, or else my friends just don't like me. My friends don't like me. Anyway, or they just don't care about my online shenanigans. Anyway, so this particular instrument, as we said, sounds delicious. Dylan, what should we do? My brain is not working today, so you may have to jump in and assist me.
I'll just play something and you go right along.
All right, let's do it. that rock and roll. That was a little song called Luna Girl. We are recording that song for an upcoming record, which will be released sometime when the pestilence is past. When the pestilence is past. Oh, we got a few minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. Any questions out there in movie land? We've been jamming and jamming and jamming. Here are some of the questions we have out there. Greetings from Cleveland. From one acrid-smelling lake resident to another. Nicely played. I can dig it. What else we got? Too much lag out. Oh, is it lagging now? Nah, what are you going to do? We're going to have glorious internet here soon. Hopefully sooner than later. Someone wants a clean tone. Okay. That's some clean tone. Am I right or am I right? Yes. Can you dig it? New messages down here. Okay, chicken picking. Wherever you can. All right. Ooh, my E string is going a little... Yes, this is the Reverend Gristlemaster, my signature guitar from Reverend. Wildwood does 2 special runs of colors. They're available usually in a Bluecifer, which is kind of a sonic blue, but we called it Bluecifer. I thought that was clever. Kind of a party red, as we like to call it. And then there's a powder yellow, pow yellow, wow red. And then there's a Axis purple version. But the 2 extra versions that are available through Wildwood are a black version with a larger neck profile, and then this Cockwork orange vessel, which is, of course, delicious. And the Cockwork orange is also available with a roasted maple neck and a Pal Faro neck. So that's all good, clean fun. Logan Smith asks, what amp are you using? I am using my signature Koch amplifier. There's a company with my same last name. That we got some caffeine lurking. Oh, that would be magnificent. There is a Dutch company with my same last name that I started working with. They make great amplifiers, and I gave them a recipe, if you will, of what I wanted on a combo amplifier, and they made it come to fruition. So this blue beast behind me here is what I'm using, and 2 channels. It's got some extra gain features on there. A glorious harmonic vibrato, which I always like to demonstrate with this. What other questions we got out there? This thing, oh, Rainbow Bridge, that's it. Yes, and these amplifiers, of course, are available at our friends at Wildwood Guitars. They've been very nice in stocking them. That's what we use for the regular videos when I go out there and do all the videos. And it's just a great sounding amp. It does everything I need it to do. 99% of the time I leave the house with my signature guitar, a chord, and my amp, and we're donezo. I did put the delay in. Play so I could do tone solicas earlier, but other than that, I just go straight in the amp. Got a beautiful reverb. Can you dig it? Where did I get my hat? Asks Matthew. Well, let me tell you a little story about a man named Jed. Poor mountaineer. No, that has nothing to do with this. These hats are available through my website. We call them gristle beanies, and they are available at gregkoch.com. I've got them from a gal named Denise Porter down in Atlanta, and then she just started making them for me. So I have them available in the various different tone hues that I like to use on my cranium. Which lodges my skullet, ladies and gentlemen, which is growing by leaps and bounds as we are in quarantine. Be that as it may. Can you please explain how you do those fake Keith Richards open G chords? Well, one is this one. So I'm in C. I just kind of bar. I get that triad of C there at the 5th fret on the D string, G string, and B string. I put my pinky down there to get the root on the E string there at the 8th fret, and I'm muting the A string. So I get this kind of nice chunky chord there. I'm also muting the high E string. Now I hammer on that F triad, right? Or something that's this. Or I can do this too. Again, I'm muting the A string, and I'm getting another F triad-ish thing over C. Cool, right? Can you play Rex Charmer with Dylan on drums? I certainly can, although we'll do that next time, ladies and gentlemen. Can Greg film 20 videos? Can film 20 videos a day if he's properly caffeinated? We used to do, back in the day, we used to do 30 videos a day. What was different back then is we had 2 video guys, and the guitars were all set up, tuned, and ready to rock. So I would just grab one after another, boom, 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 boom. Now it's like they get out of the case. I gotta, sometimes Paul has a chance to get a couple of the guitars ready to rock, but a lot of times I just grab them and have to wield them into submission, and that can take a little while because a lot of guitars right from the factory, especially they've been sitting a little bit, need a little bit of loving. But of course, once the fine folks at Wildwood get them set up for the end user, they arrive ready for battle. But when I have to play them, sometimes they're a little persnicks. You know what I mean? A little persnicks, and I wrangle them into submish. Boy, I'd like to shorten words, apparently. Put him in a room with a Dumbo, please. Yeah, well, that would be nice. Honestly, it's shocking that you've had him there for 7 years and not a single demo. Oh, you mean the Dumbles? We did play them once when Joe Bonamassa was in town. We played that amp a bit, and I think we put a video up. But those are Steve's personal amps, and in order to get them to sound good, you got to turn them up. And plus, they weren't ready for battle. A lot of times, they just needed to be gone through. He was scared of turning them up and getting them ready to go. And plus, they're not for sale. So there's that. Although that's not the whole reason they do the videos. A lot of times we do stuff that just is for fun. So it is amazing we haven't done it. I will grant you that. Astrope cables. They sound good. I love the sound of muted strings in a chord. Oh, thank you, Dylan James. Oh, delicious. A delicious caffeinated refreshment. Can you chicken pick in that tuning? I'm just a natural in open tuning. I don't know. I missed the first part of the question, maybe. Do you like the Air Sonic Get Fiddles? I do. I have one. I was going to get it out for the video today, but I thought there was only so many guitars I could get to. Next time on Reverend Day, I think last Reverend Day I played one. I've got a beautiful red one, kind of a red burst. They sound really cool. They got a very cool tone to them. They play great. They kind of fit my body good because they're a larger body. And Mr. Wiggles on there works great, the whammy bar. Mr. Wiggles, I presume. Have you ever met or even played with Albert Lee, big fella? I did many years ago, as a matter of fact. I was a huge Albert Lee fan. I still am, actually. We jammed together at a event down at Thoroughbred Music in Florida. This is 1996, maybe 97. It was fantastic. We had good times. We had good times. Where did I get my vernacular from? Well, I just kind of, between reading and Frank Zappa and whatever else, I come up with my own little stuff. Greg, I run a middle school music program, planning a Zoom meeting with them. Would you kindly attend, Greg, and talk to my students about being a musician? No pressure. Reach out to me on the inner Google. I'm doing one for the School of Rock folks coming up in a couple weeks. But yeah, if it works for both of our schedules, I'd be down with that. Or try to contact Wildwood maybe, and we'll get it through from there. Cheers from Lebanon. Cool. Thank you. Yes, we are here every Tuesday and Thursday from 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern, says Paul Brown, under the guise of Wildwood Guitars. I like you, Paul, and your ways. Someone asked for a Johnny Winter lick. Some cool Johnny Winter licks. He do the stuff at the bottom end where you go. I just always love that. Right? Another one we do. Johnny Winterisms. I do give Skype lessons, Adam Baum. Oh, well, you're asking about English vernacular. That would be a strange lesson. But yes, I do Skype lessons. You can get all manner of things at thegregkoch.com. You can get Skype lessons. You can get my Gristle King pedals. You can get all my records, of course, of which there's about 17. There's about 17 instructional books, DVDs, books with video, books with CDs, all that kind of stuff. On everything from blues guitar, standard tuning slide, country guitar, chicken picking, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Blanchard Scanner. You name it. There's a little bit of something for everyone. Are you going into a PA or... That's an excellent question, Billy Moore. We've been trying to figure out ways to get this system to work a little bit more interestingly. And right now what's going on is I'm going into a Fishman Loudbox Performer amp so that I can hear it in the room, and then we're taking a direct out of it into Dylan's computer. Dylan got a new computer back behind me here. And is Logic? Are you running Logic? Is that what's going on? Yeah, so everything's in Logic. So my guitar's in Logic, this microphone's in Logic, all of Dylan's drums, so on and so forth. And we're going through a program called OBS to go live. And then I'm seeing it on Restream as well. So can you dig it?
It's magical.
It is magical. I think it turned out pretty well. How's the latency? We had one guy complain about the latency. Did you ever listen to Coco Montoya? Yes. Yes, as a matter of fact, I remember seeing the John Mayall's Blues Breakers with both Coco Montoya and Walter Trout back in the day, and it was fantastic. And then I did a show prior to Coco Montoya one time and hung out with him a bit because he was buddies with Jimmy Schutte, a drummer friend of mine in town here. He was nice, a great guy. Do you ever use Dadgad tuning? Yes, as a matter of fact, I have a tune called Dadgaddery on my acoustic record, which is called Acoustic Gristle Soup. The record's called that, and it's delicious. But yes, I do mess around with that. I will play a song with Dylan, but we're done for the day because it's that time. I fixed the latency, getting in all in line. Thank you, Ryan. You're a champion. Special thanks to both Ryan Fitzsimmons from Fishman helping us out on the technical end, and of course, Paul Brown is in the mix as well, helping us out, doing what we got to do in order to get the message to the peeps. Rosewood or maple fretboard, asks Michael Stephen on YouTube. I prefer maple, although I'm not opposed to rosewood. I seem to prefer the spank and, wait a minute, the feel and sound of maple. Let's see. Are you a fan of Mike Stern? Absolutely, Bob Powell. Huge fan of Mike Stern. Actually, I heard We Want Miles stuff, and then he came out with that record Upside Downside, and then I had the record after that. I have most of his records, I think. But yes, I'm a big Mike Stern fan. This is the clearest episode I've seen in a long time. Excellent. Well, that's good to hear. I guess we're getting it done. I like it. I've avoided tellies my whole life, but you are converting me, especially for gigs. I have a beautiful Gretsch Streamliner, but the fear of breaking string during a gig and spending an eternity putting one on is a worry I can do without. I can dig that. I got to be honest with you. I played tellies for years. When I was a kid, I got a telly. I really wanted a Strat, but the telly was the guitar that was made available to me. So I played the telly, and I ended up growing. I ended up having a hard time. I ended up growing to love the sound of a telly, the neck pickup, the bridge pickup, the middle position. Just the ergonomics of a telly just worked for me. And then I switched to a 335 for a while. Then I played a telly again. But I worked my way to playing a Strat, and I really forced myself to play a Strat, and I did for about 10 years. Strat was my main gigging guitar. But I got to the point where it's like, a Telecaster, there's so much MacGyvering that has to go on with a Strat to keep them, especially for like a floating tremolo. I like to use the whammy bar, which I like to do, and all my big string bends and all that kind of stuff. I got sick and tired of wrestling with a Strat, for me personally. And then I started playing a telly again. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to play a telly. All three sounds sound good. They stay in tune. You can treat them like a farm animal, and they stay in tune. And I've been quoted as saying, at the end of time, after the apocalypse, there will be Telecasters and cockroaches, and the Telecasters will be in tune. Because I'll tell you what, they can take a licking and keep on ticking. And they just sound glorious. Funny comment on the Gretsch Live. I would never get a gig. I would never gig with one as my only guitar. There could be a little persnickety, but it could be done. 7 1/4 inch or 9.5. On my guitar, they're talking about radiuses. I have a 10 to 14 inch radius on my signature Reverend instrument. I enjoyed that on the Pete Anderson Eastsider, and I thought, let's go with that. I dig it. On a lot of the Wildwood stuff they do 10 inch radius. I like that quite a bit. But my 53 telly is a 7 1/4 inch, and I dig that too. So you play differently on those different radiuses. Someone asked me the other day, when do I bring out my 53 telly versus when do I play my Reverend signature? And I say, the 53 is a special occasion guitar, and this guitar is the all occasion guitar. Can you dig it? So that more ergonomic radius is more friendly for my full range of skullduggery. Well, yeah, tellies are just, I don't do it because, I play a telly because, it's just nice to just go, I'm going to play this guitar. Because for the longest time when I was playing a Strat and I wanted to play a telly, I'm like, yeah, but there's those tunes I like to use a whammy bar for. And there's those tunes that I want to use that 4 and 2 position to get that quack. And then I was like, no, you don't. Just do your thing on a Telecaster. It'll be fine. And then it was. And I've been happy ever since. Or on a 3 pickup instrument. And to me, this instrument is we've worked out an instrument for me that is the most ergonomically friendly for my style of playing. So this is the guitar I actually play when I'm just sitting around the house as well as gigging with. So, if you do a signature guitar, it should be something that you are aiming to cure all the things that were missing on all your other instruments. Am I right? So that's what we did, and it's working for me. So there you go. So you play low action. I'm usually using an 8 through 38, and it works really. Still got tone. Yeah, you know what? I am whatever it takes to get to get you're comfortable in playing. I mean, Jimmy Page played with eights. I think Billy Gibbons uses like sevens or something ridiculous now. But clearly, you can get a good tone with littler strings. There are people that play with 13s. That sounds great. A little hard to play on, but it can be done. That sounds great too. But there's no like right answer. I mean, there are some people that feel compelled to play bigger strings and for a variety of reasons. And there's other people that just their fingers aren't that strong. They want to use, a lighter gauge. They get a great sound, and they play better that way. There's no rules, ladies and gentlemen. There's no judgment in this regard. You're not going to be shamed, string shamed. Do you got 3 saddles? Yes, I do prefer the 3 saddle bridge, and we went with the Wilkinson. And I like the brass saddles. They just seem to have a little bit more twang-a-rooney to me. Some people are like, oh, that's bullshit. That has nothing to do with it. Well, I'm sorry it does. And so we went with the 3 brass barrel saddles that are intonated. So it is set up to be intonated. Do you make more Jimmy tutorials? Jimmy is the man and you nail his style. Well, thank you very much. Of all the times that I've worked with Hal Leonard, I've never done any Hendrix tutorials. It's always been, for whatever reason, I've just never done it. So I do them kind of for the fun of it for people when they want me to do it, but I don't have any official lessons. I think I did some on the when I was going over his style-ish on my Brave New Blues book, if I'm not mistaken. But I certainly go over his style in Skype lessons. So you can come on down. What was the best year musically in your life as a guitarist? I can't really nail it down to one. I mean, I'm more a fan of what's going on now with my playing than ever before, which is the way it should be. A lot of times when people get older, they lose physical ability or so on and so forth, and thank God that hasn't happened to me. So I've been able to maintain whatever physical chops I've had from back in the day, and now I just can kind of edit a little bit better and concentrate on the things that really sound good to me. And I'm more confident in my own shoes. Like, I do my thing, and that's good enough for me. So let the good times roll. Is there a guitar you lost and would like back? Yes, I have talked about my ES335 back in the day that got stolen out of my car. That was a drag. Bigsby, yes or no? I'm going to go with yes because it's going to be on my next iteration of a Reverend instrument, which will be coming out hopefully this fall. I do like Bigsby's when they work, and the Reverend Bigsby's work the way they set them up. Tell us more about your Orange Room of Doom. Well, the Orange Room of Doom is we bought this house about 4 years ago, and it's an old Victorian, and this was actually an add-on I don't know at what point in the history of the house that this was added on, but it's a cool little extra room that initially my wife was, she was set up on this side, I was set up on the other side as a little office space, and then when the COVID hit, my wife started working from home, and I started doing all these videos. And Dylan brought his drums. Initially, he had them out here in the dining room. And we had to figure out a way to make everybody happy. So my wife actually took over the attic. We have a finished attic. It's very nice. And so she moved up there. So she's got a cool lair up there. Cool windows looking down over there. We live on kind of a hill. And so this is a room that looks out over the backyard, which is filled with delicious forestation. Forestation? That's not a word. But there's flowers and fauna. How about you, fauna? You wanna? What? Ever tried nylon saddles on bridges? Yes, my 335 that I have now has nylon saddles and they sound good. What's my practice schedule like? It changes. I just play quite a bit. So, it's a little bit of maintaining repertoire. I might learn some new scalar thing or a new idea of how to superimpose a scale over something else, and I'll kind of mess around with that a little bit. Mess around with keeping my interval studies going, just making sure I can do a scale in various intervals. And, as I said, practicing tunes of mine, coming up with new tunes, playing along with records. There's nothing real set in stone. I just kind of, as the need avails itself, I quench it. Wow, that sounded a little dirty. Rick Anderson says, Greg, I have one of your Gristlemaster prototypes with the metal pickup surround. Should I get a plastic pickup in? Is there a sound difference? There is a sound difference. Originally, this surround was going to be metal. That was the idea. And when I got the prototype of the guitar, having had these signature pickups of mine from Fishman and a bunch of different guitars, I know I'm intimately acquainted with what they sounded like. And I got the guitar, and for some reason, the neck pickup was a little wimpy in comparison to usual. I was like, man, something's going on. And then I got a hold of the Reverend guys, and I said, is there like a routing or something that's around that? I said, it's not bad. It's not like it's not doable. It's just different. And I'm wondering what's going on. And they said, no, it's not that. Let's. And then I made a little recording of a guitar that I had with my pickups in it versus this. And I said, see how that neck pickup sounds different? So then Joe Naylor from Reverend started messing around, and he took off the metal surround and he put a plastic surround on it, and it totally fixed it. So whatever metal we initially had on there was messing with the impedance with the Fluence pickup. So instead of having to figure out what metal wasn't going to do with it, we said, the plastic looks pretty cool and looks a little bit more unique. Let's just go with that. So that's what happened. So if you like the way that it sounds with it on there, then if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You will notice a little difference in gain if you put the plastic one on as opposed to the metal one. It's going to have a little bit more balls to it. It's time once again. Dylan's saying it's time. Oh, I'm getting oh yeah, we are. We've gone a little over. Folks, thanks so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We hope you are faring well during these strange times. And on behalf of Wildwood Guitars, I'm Gregory Cockery. My son Dylan was here playing with me earlier, and it's Reverend Day. So please give a shout out to those fine folks and check out what they have to offer. It's all glorious stuff. I dig it. And we will see you again on, what is today? Is today Thursday already? Good God. We'll see you next Tuesday, 3 p.m. Central Time on all these same channels. Tomorrow I'll be doing a Fishman Live at 4 p.m. Central. So I'll be playing a bit more acoustic for that one. So check it out, y'all. We'll see you cats on the flippity flop. I got to turn off the restream. I got to turn around here and you guys can see my skullet ponytail. Oh, look at that. We got the Wildwood Guitars logo in the background. I like that. Is that you, Ryan? You're a bad man.